Every great journey begins with a question. And the Bhagavad Gita, one of the greatest dialogues ever spoken, begins with a question too.
A question asked not by a warrior, but by a blind king.
Dhritarashtra Uvacha.
Kurukshetra samaveta yuyutsava. Mamaka Pandavas, chaiva kim akurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, gathered together in the holy land of Kurukshetra, eager for battle, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? On the surface, it looks simple. A king asking about the war between his sons and their cousins. But behind this single line lies the entire philosophy of human life. Dhritarashtra was born blind, unable to see the world around him. But his blindness was not only physical, it represented something deeper, the blindness of attachment. He was attached to his sons, the Kauravas, even when they walked the path of greed and injustice. His love blinded him to truth, to dharma, to righteousness. Isn't that what happens to all of us? We may not be physically blind, but we often fail to see what is right. We get blinded by attachment, by ego, by desire, by fear. The battlefield mentioned here is Kurukshetra, a real place, but also a symbolic one. Krishna calls it Dharmakshetra, the field of righteousness. Life itself is a Kurukshetra. Every day we fight our own battles, between good and evil, truth and falsehood, discipline and temptation. The war of Mahabharata is not just history, it is a mirror reflecting our inner struggles. When Arjuna stood on that battlefield, he was not just facing soldiers, he was facing himself. His doubts, his fears, his compassion, his confusion. Just like us, Dhritarashtra asks, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Notice, he says, my sons and the sons of Pandu, not our sons. This one word, mamaka, my sons, shows the poison of attachment and division. When we start saying mine and yours, us and them, dharma disappears. That is the root of all conflict, in families, in societies, and within ourselves. True wisdom begins when we stop saying my way and start asking the right way. The first verse of the Gita is not just describing an outer war, it's inviting us to look within. Inside each of us, a similar war is going on. The Kauravas represent the darker forces, anger, greed, jealousy, pride. The Pandavas represent the higher forces, truth, self-control, compassion, courage. Every day your inner Dhritarashtra watches this war. Sometimes your Kauravas win, sometimes your Pandavas. And just like Dhritarashtra, you too keep asking, what is happening inside me? The Gita starts in darkness, a blind king, ignorance, confusion. But it ends in light, wisdom, clarity, liberation. This is the journey of every human being, from blindness to awareness, from fear to faith, from ignorance to enlightenment. The first verse teaches us, before asking what is happening outside, first ask, what is happening inside me? Whenever life feels like a battlefield, remember, your Kurukshetra is not outside you, it's within you. When your mind is filled with doubt, when your heart is divided, that's your moment of Kurukshetra. And in that moment, like Arjuna, you too must seek your Krishna, your inner voice of wisdom. Because the Gita is not a conversation between two people. It's a conversation between the soul and the self. So as we begin this journey through the Gita, remember, the first verse is not the story of a king. It is the story of you, the blind king within, the battlefield within, and the voice of Krishna waiting to awaken within. This is not just history. This is your story. And it begins now.